go. Just loading up. Are we on? I think we're on. Happy days. I'm going to just give this a couple of minutes for folks to rock up and join me in the hut. Meanwhile, I'll drink tea. I always find these live sessions quite funny because obviously people join live, but then people also can watch these in hindsight. So it's just a bit of like, hello. Hi, Claire. Thank you for joining. Just giving this a couple of minutes to see if other people want to join this evening. Cheryl. Right, okay, that's interesting. Therefore, already there's 2 people on the side and it doesn't match what I'm seeing here. So if you're joining, please say hello. Hey, Charlotte, good to have you on a live. Oh, boom. Okay, it just jumped up. Right, cool. People are here. Sup, Tony? Hey, folks. That's much better. Nice to have a bit of side activity. Bam, bam, bam. Welcome to the hut. It's, well, let's just say the reason why I haven't done too many of these lives recently is because there's always some kind of like crazy thing. Basically, you can't do live sessions on Safari, which is what Mac use. So you have to have Google Chrome, and then there's always an issue of Google Chrome and logging in, and it's just like, So apologies for being a little bit late, but lovely to see so many of you guys here, sharpish and ready to go. So we're just going to hang out for half an hour, basically. The reason why half an hour is because the sun is saying its goodbyes and heading somewhere else for the next 12 hours. And so, yeah, we've got daylight to work with here. But it's wonderful to see you all. I haven't done a live session in quite a while, actually. But I like to do them sort of around the holiday seasons. Obviously, we're in Easter now. So I know here in the UK, many folks have got a bit of a bank holiday, Friday and Monday included. And yeah, just a really nice opportunity for us to all come together as a community. And yeah, just have a little chat. I've got some updates and things to share with you. I'm heading on to the trail for my first trail of the season on Monday. So that's going to be good. But yeah, I'm not going to share what that is yet. My Patreon community will get some updates very soon. But first of all, you know, what I love to do with these sessions is really just explore the breadth and depth from where people are tuning in. So on the side, on the comments, if you want to just pop where you're tuning in from, I know many of you guys have already. We've got Texas, we've got West Hallam Way, and Ireland as well, which is super lovely. So yeah, let us know in the side where you're tuning in from. And it's just really nice for me to see sort of. Also, you think about like the waves coming out of my laptop, like bam, 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 to all these other places. It's pretty cool. So anyway, folks, I have a few things just very quickly I want to sort of get off my chest with you all. I know many of you guys will have watched some of my latest documentary films. The last one going out last year was Iceland, Alone in Iceland. A phenomenal trip, hiking the Lorgavega in Iceland in 4 days over to Skúgar, and I still feel exceptionally touched by my journey on that trail. And it is currently my most watched video ever. It's getting on for 800,000 people who've seen it now. And as you all know, if you've stuck around for any length of time, I'm not particularly hot on numbers, but my dad, who's just tuned in there, he's my biggest fan and is always cheering me on with the numbers. And it's like, yeah, I feel like most mornings I wake up with an update, which I love. So Iceland is just great. If you've not seen that film, then please take some time over Easter to sit back, relax, and watch me journey through rainbow mountains and geysers and sulfur smelling bubbling pools of mud and oh god, it's just incredible. The glaciers, the views, the landscapes, the people, everything. Like Iceland is and remains one of my most favorite countries I've ever been to, and I've been there 3 times now. Love it. So anyway, boom. Next film I've been working my butt off since New Year's is The Hebridean Way. So I know some of you guys have seen that. That went out. Was it last week? A while ago, it feels like, but it's just really been very busy. But yeah, that film has gone out. Again, it's been received really well. For me, The Hebridean Way was a very scary release because, again, if you've watched that film, there's my little rant in there, as I call it, where I actually open up really for what feels like the first time in a video and share saw some of the realities of doing this thing, making YouTube videos, which is obviously just a part of what I do. And then additionally, I've sort of skipped one there. In the middle of those two releases, we also had the Hadrian's Wall Path, which is a very popular trail here in the UK. I had that route with my friend Anne last year, actually just after the Hebridean Way. So the chronological order is a bit off, but yeah, beautiful trail. That was so soggy. And as you can imagine, after the Hebridean Way, going straight down onto the Hadrian's Wall Path, all I wanted to do was get home. And we got home all good, and now we're heading into the next season. It's just a whirlwind. But you know, I just really wanted to ask a massive favor, because I was just uploading some videos for the next couple of weeks. They all go out automatically, just as all of my social media posts do as well. I wanted to let you know that I'm generally not doing these things live. They happen like now and whilst I'm away, and then videos are going to go out over the next couple of weeks whilst I don't have access to the internet. But you know, I was on my sort of behind the scenes studio on YouTube, and it's like 417 videos on my channel. I'm like, when did that happen? So if there's a video that jumps out for you right now that you've seen at some point, perhaps a video that's brought you here onto this live session or kept you hanging around wild in the space that I've created here, I'd love to hear on the side which video has been the most impactful for you, or most fun, or most inspirational, or a useful tool for planning a trip. Because, you know, yeah, cool, I get feedback in the fact that people watch my films, but I generally don't know what makes people tick. So yeah, I'd love to hear on the side. And then additionally, as a bit of an Easter gift to me, but also our community and our network, I would be exceptionally honoured if during this live session, if you just leave me waffling on in the background, feel free to eat a waffle at the same time, by the way. But yeah, I would be super grateful if you could take a screenshot of that favorite video on YouTube and share that across your social media page and tag me, like actually go at Abbie Barnes Wild, for example, on Instagram. Because what that's going to really help do is over Easter, for people who are struggling to get outside and seeing pictures of other people out doing cool things over Easter with family and friends, and those who've just lost their mojo or in a bit of a pit or just not able to get out for whatever reason, hopefully it might just be able to reach their screens and they can watch one of these videos, and it'll just give them some hope and inspiration as we move through this little Easter period. You know, I produce these films, yes, to go on awesome trips and have awesome adventures, but as you know, it's so much more depth to that, and there's so much more depth to what I'm doing with Wild. So the reason so for those of you guys who are new here, because I know certainly since releasing that Iceland video, I've gained a wonderful new amount of followers, so welcome. A real brief update. Some of you guys will obviously know the spiel inside out and back to front. But Wild is essentially a platform that I've created. So it's run by me. And its entire purpose is to inspire and empower people to get outside for mental and physical health. So there's inspire, there's empower, and then I'm also adding equip. And I'm still sort of working on this mission statement a little bit because, yeah, cool, let's inspire and empower you. But I really want to equip you so that through this platform, you can get out there. You can go and do cool stuff. So whether it's accessing gear, whether it's researching trails and planning and knowing all of the logistics, whether it's physical training or nutritional training, whether it's having a community to be accountable to and be supported by, like, I'm really trying to build this whole package. And I would say in the last year, I've been taking a lot of steps, particularly since that Hebridean Way journey of mine, to unpick and pull down the walls and structures that I've built that contain Wild, to put it back out there into the wilderness, into the vast open space where the light is transient and the journey is everything, not just outside but within. And yeah, it's really, really exciting. So as I say, if you can help me get my videos out there over Easter, I would be exceptionally grateful. And the other thing I wanted to just say is, these days, more and more, I'm bumping into many of you guys when I'm out on the trail or lying on a bed in IKEA. Apparently, that happens a few times. Or I come out of a shower in a campsite. That also happens. Or I'm in northern Germany and parking my bike up with Anna, and then somebody comes and says hello. And I can't even thank you enough for every single one of you guys who have come and said hello to me in person. If you see me passing by, please say hello. come and grab a picture. And again, if you've got a picture of us hanging out together, like please share that again also across social medias this weekend. Tag me so I can share it, because I want to give you guys some leverage. The fact that you're getting out, you're out exploring. And you have a shower, Tony. Yeah, and it's just it means so much to me to be able to meet you guys in person. And that's sort of my little segue now onto the next thing. That yes, okay, part of what I do is I create YouTube videos, but the other avenues of what I do is, first of all, I am a mountain leader. I can say that now. I'm 1 year into being a mountain leader. Bam, bam, bam. Shout out to Tony on the side there for helping me get through that. Thank you. Eternally grateful. So I've been a hill and moorland leader for quite a few years now, and leading group walks up and down the country. And I tackled my mountain leader qualification 7 years after the training sort of setup, due to some sort of struggles and issues that happened there. Essentially, just I don't know what can I call it. Very poor teaching skills. Let's just put it like that. An intimidation factor. So I overcame that. ML done. And what I basically wanted to let you know is I do still lead walks and events up and down the country. So my diary is currently up to date until September this year. There's a big gap in the middle because that's when I'm out shooting very intensively. But just to reel off some dates, if you're interested in joining, first of all, the website link is www.spendmoretimeinthewild.co.uk. So let me just find that and pop that in the side for you. You can tell how prepared I was, because I literally just got out of the shower. I'm not going to lie. I went for a cycle that I didn't have time to do, but here we are. So I'm going to share in the side now the link for my events. So these events are essentially just super, super fun, super chillax. The constant feedback I get from every single event is they are unlike any group session or walk that people have ever been on. Just in the sense of the vibe, man, because, you know, we all have something in common, which is wild. And they're so friendly, they're so fun. They're a fantastic opportunity to, obviously, yes, meet new people, but experience new landscapes, to build your confidence and push yourself potentially into slightly higher mileage or different environment than you usually head out in. So my dates upcoming are the 29th of April. I'm doing a loop around the Isle of Portland. So that's the Southwest Coastal Path. Now, I do appreciate that's pretty much as far down south as you can get. But if you're in the area, then there's still spaces actually on all of my events. So please do join us for that. That is a 9-mile walk. Then in May, I have two across a weekend. So the 13th and the 14th of May, they are taking place in the Lake District National Park. So the 13th is an 11.5-mile walk around Ennerdale Water. So that's kind of a challenging or moderate to challenging walk just because of the length. It's not too undulating, but you certainly need to be prepared for the distance there. And the 14th is a 6.5-mile walk from Grasmere, round the lake, round Ryderwater and background. Very, very classic loop up in the Lake District, and very popular walk as well. Not too challenging, a little bit of ascent and descent, but hopefully that's a nice opportunity if that's sort of in your comfort range to jump onto that one. So that's a bit further north. June, we're back down here in the southwest on Exmoor National Park, which for me it was really important to run events in Exmoor because I find it quite a forgotten national park. And I love it. You know, there's a reason why I live here, partly because my family's here. But I'm very Exmoor biased, and I'm hoping that my weekend events here on Exmoor are going to be a fantastic opportunity to get to know this landscape a little bit better. So the 3rd of June. Happy birthday to my brother. I'm running a walk, a 13.5-mile strenuous walk. So this is a challenging walk for those of you guys that are ready to do some ups and downs. It starts at County Gate. It goes along the Southwest Coastal Path, along the most wooded stretch of coastal path accessible in the UK. It is phenomenally beautiful. You end up sort of Fallen Point, Linton and Lynmouth. Best pasties I've ever eaten there. Anna and I did this walk at the weekends, and whew, man, it's good to know that more places are selling those pasties there because they are mint. And then basically you walk back along the river, along the East Lynn River, which was renowned for its massive flood in the mid-1900s. It's a long walk. It can feel long, but it's so immensely varied. You get the moors, you get the coast, you get the woods, you get the rivers, you get a bit of everything. And it's a lovely way to sort of experience Exmoor. And then the day after, if you've still got energy, the 4th of June is an 8-mile walk around Tar Steps. So Tar Steps is a very famous clapper bridge over the River Barle, and again, just a beautiful walk from Withypool or around Withypool that I can't recommend enough. And then finally, for those of you bushcrafters or people who are keen to be out in the woods and not do too much exercise but play with your hands and make fire, I have officially published my first ever bushcraft weekend. So I will be there, but I'm hosting it in partnership with my good friend Ray Betts. So Ray Betts is a bushcraft instructor. He has his own sort of adventure company, and he owns some woods, which I'm very jealous of. So this weekend is going to take place on the 16th and 17th of September. So it's an overnight stay, essentially, where we'll be covering all sorts of different skills, from fire making to wild edibles to natural navigation to, yes, cooking on the fire and all of that, bread making. What other things are we going to be doing? Can't remember. It's all on the website. So it's all on that link that I shared on the side, and it's right there again now if you want to have a look. So places are very, very limited. And yeah, just strongly recommend you get booking, because generally speaking, off the back of these live sessions, it's like boom, boom, okay, full. And I can't wait to meet some of you guys there. So the other thing with the bushcraft, I know for the overnight, that could be a bit intimidating for some people. Various options. First of all, we have tents we can provide. Second option is obviously feel free to bring your own tent. Third option, we'll be doing shelter building, so you can sleep in your shelter. Fourth option, there's a group tarp where the fire is in the middle, so you can sleep under there in a bivvy. Fifth option, Tony, you can sleep in your van. So there we go. And then there's a hole in the ground with some planks and full sanitization situation for toilets, because again, I know that can be a bit challenging for people. So yeah, Mark's on the side. Hi, Mark. Have a look at the link. There's a bushcraft weekend. Thanks for inspiring me and making it happen. So for those of you guys who are looking at the sides, you can probably see there's quite a lot of banter going on. People get to know each other through my Patreon community. So Patreon is a platform designed entirely for creators. And essentially for me, it is the beating heart of Wild. So people join for a monthly subscription. For me, all of that money is then directly fed back into the creation of new content, therefore helping people get outside for mental and physical health. Yeah, it's just a really great vibe. So that's the bushcraft weekend. Wild walks, sharing the videos across Easter. That's fantastic. Thank you. I'm sharing pictures if we've ever met. Share them across socials. Tag me. I expect to be spammed this weekend. Please, thank you. Amen. So now, as always, I've lost my trail of thought. So what I'm going to do is move on to the next thing. So I've been talking a little bit about what I do. So yes, YouTube, there's the events and the wild walks. So the other part of what I do is I offer talks up and down the country. So I head into workplaces or scout groups or whatever it is, and essentially come and give a talk. If it's a school and there's a particular subject that needs to feed into the curriculum, then I can come and discuss that. Just please don't ask me any maths questions, please. So yeah, if you'd like to work with me in any sense there, regarding that's not what I want. So sort of bringing me in for a talk, if you feel like that could be beneficial for your workplace, your team, maybe they're looking to sort of bring back a bit of connection to nature or sort of group oomph, anything like that. So yeah, that's something I just wanted to mention. And then the other side of what I do as well is we have Wild merchandise. So everything I do with regards to supplying merchandise, I like to see it as though I am that really nice, bespoke, handmade store that you go into that you can't replicate anywhere else up and down the country. Like, I'm not a Sports Direct. Now, don't get me wrong, Sports Direct has its time and place, but I'm not looking for mass-produced, quick buck and cheap price. I believe in treading as lightly as we possibly can on the earth, and I try to replicate that through the products that I produce. So my Wild store, we've got these Wild hoodies. These are 100% organic cotton. We've got the Wild t-shirts underneath there, which are synthetic, recycled synthetic materials. I'm actually looking at changing them up to t-shirts made from recycled or marine waste, essentially, and recycled into t-shirts, which is quite cool, I think. And then I've got buffs, various buffs, green and orange buffs, which are made of recycled polyester. What else have I got on there? I can't even think now. And then basically this weekend, I've just added a couple of extra things because, you know, as we are moving into the spring, summer season, I think it, you know, it can be really overwhelming. You know, I'm not here as a YouTuber person to just be like, oh yeah, get out, do cool things, push yourself, get out that comfort zone, boom, boom, boom. Because do you know what? There's absolutely nothing wrong with being in your comfort zone. There's absolutely nothing wrong with taking things slow. There's absolutely nothing wrong with saying, I can't do this today. This is too much for me today. I just want to sit on the sofa and eat popcorn. P.S. I'm going to do that very shortly. But it's really nice to have a little bit of motivation. So I've just released 2 new products, or partnered altered products. So one of the things I've been selling on my store are these guys. And this is exactly what you get if you ordered it. These are recycled aluminium flasks. So you can have hot or cold beverages in them. Basically, they keep them hot or they're cold. Shocking. So there you go. We've got the Wild logo on there. And what I've decided to do, just for a bit of an experiment, really, and because I genuinely believe in putting good energy out into the world. Listen, as one individual, there's nothing much I can do about climate change except all my little actions and focus on my energy and being a bit of a light and messenger person and just do my best, if you know what I mean. And for me, this is a bit of an embodiment of that. So I'm doing a message in a bottle. So basically I really just want to write you guys some letters, and the letter will be in the bottle. It'll look something like this. There's an example on the website on my store, and basically I will write you a letter and just try and give you a bit of motivation and courage moving into this year, whatever you're facing, because, you know, for me, a phrase I use is the adventure attitude is something that we can all cultivate and bring into day-to-day life. Like, adventure doesn't have to be flipping going to Iceland, hiking the Lorgavega through boiling mud pools. You know, adventure is a perspective. It's a way of life, and it's different for every single person. And we should never, ever, ever compare ourselves to other people. And I worry about this because I'm a creator. I'm putting content out there, and yeah, cool. Like, I want to inspire people to do the exact trails that I'm doing because they're cool trails. But on the other hand, if you really get the deeper meaning, it's for you, your trail, and your life. And hopefully, this letter in this bottle, made of recycled aluminium, can accompany you on your journeys and just be a nice little pick me up if you're finding yourself feeling a little bit low. So I have a very, very limited stock of these. They're on my website again, so feel free to get the order in. So that's that. And then the other thing I wanted to show you is, some of you guys may have heard of the trail hunter, Russell Hepton, absolute ledge, good mate of mine. And basically he's created these guys. These are 3 notes. So I've had these on my website for a while. Essentially they're notebooks that are waterproof, tear-proof, and recyclable, and they're made of vegan-friendly ink. And basically they're designed to be super lightweight, super compact for when you're on the trail. So I've decided, sorry, Russell. So this is mine. This is a prototype, okay? That basically I'm going to sell these through notebooks. But again, I will be able to write you a letter and give you some inspiration. So at the front, I'll write you a little letter, just to basically encourage some creativity and some journaling. And then I will offer or plonk in 10 different quotes just randomly in the book. So things like surround yourself with beauty, learn to love the skies you're under. What else is in this one? If not now, then when? And basically just give you some smiles when you're out on the trail. Now, this was why this was a prototype, because as you can see, the ink's smudged. But yeah, basically, I really want to offer you guys some love and some encouragement, and just really play on the truth that I believe in you and I believe in your journey. So these 3 notes are available. I literally have 15 of these available. So if you want one of these, it's time to get one. And then I'll get those written for you when you order them. Obviously, I would say this weekend, let's go. But you need to order them first. And I'll get those shipped out to you. So those are basically a pocket notebook of inspiration. And yeah, if there's anything you specifically like me to write or address, then just drop me a line and I can do that. So that's my little through note thing there. And yeah, like otherwise, as I say, heading out onto the trail on Monday, Tuesday, which I'm really, really excited about. And part of what I do at the trail is, yes, I produce these films, but also I do audio diaries. So I share those across Patreon, almost like a little podcast where I just waffle on in the evening, half asleep and millions of yawns. And then they go onto Patreon. So yeah, that's that. And I really can't wait to share all the different things that I'm up to this year. But you know, this for me, this is a real year of transition. I'm feeling it. I'm really starting to feel the intensity of creating all of these films and doing all of these trails. So whilst I'm excited about the year and I've got myself to a really good place with it, I'm also looking forward to next year. Is that wrong when we're just starting this year? um, just because I know it's going to be different, and I've got some really good ideas for next year actually, and I'm going to see how they play out. But hey, listen, so basically, it's the I just want to give you a little opportunity to ask any questions that you might want to ask on the side. So if you have any questions for me, I haven't been reading the side, but I can just see the classic thing that's going on. Welcome to YouTube. You always have people that like to put a little like fake name and just slate each other because they have nothing better to do. But yeah, please, if you have any questions that I can genuinely address on the side, pop it in capitals and I'll read that. I'm not going to scroll through right now. But yeah, that'd be really nice because it's really nice opportunity. Like the point of these live sessions, it's like, yeah, cool, self-promotion. Like, did you listen to anything I said? Like, like this is a much bigger thing. Oh God, it's just, you know what I'm saying, people? I'm not afraid anymore of these people because it's just like you're sat behind a computer doing nothing with your life but slating somebody you don't know. So strongly encourage you to go outside, take a deep breath, you'll feel better for it, and maybe be a nicer person afterwards. Just my suggestion. Boom, we have questions. Hello, favorite walk in the Lake District? Well, that's mean. Long distance walk, I would say it remains to be the coast to coast path. Now I know that only starts / ends in the Lake District, but I love it, love it, love it. And then day walk, the Fairfield round is without a doubt one of my favorite high level walks from Ambleside. It's just beautiful. Really, really enjoy that. I find it very rewarding route. So there we go. Hopefully that answers your questions. Let's have a look. Just smile and be happy. Boom. That's the goal, Tony. Have you missed me and Ryan? Of course I have, Cheryl. I always miss you. Loving my stick, by the way. Any advice for a first-time wild camper? Charlotte, first-time wild camper, great question. First of all, I've got a couple of videos which you possibly have seen, which have just got some much more, what's the word? Much less compact advice. But essentially, just take it nice and slow. Like hopefully you've done some camping already. You know your setup. Take yourself somewhere local, somewhere where you know you've got a plan B if you need to walk out, if things get a bit much. / take yourself somewhere that you know is going to be really inspirational. Set yourself up for a really nice time with good sunset, good brew, good food. Go with a friend if you want to. And yeah, just really consider what are your barriers, what are you afraid of, and make sure you address those before you go out, because I think that's going to set you out to be as empowered as possible. So hopefully that helps with that one. Let's have a look. Anybody else on the capitals? Oh, someone said about tofu. Oh, my partner said about tofu. That's cool. Just ordered butter. Thank you. Sorry, you can't. I don't need to shout because you're on the screen. But are you coming back to Ireland soon? Please don't. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to offend you. That was terrible. Yes. Can I come? The Kerry Way remains on my radar as something I'd love to do. But I was actually just talking to my coach recently, and she was talking about Northern Ireland. So I'm very, very open to suggestions for Ireland, and maybe we can bring the van across and do an island trip and run some walks in Ireland and give Ireland some space. I think that would be lovely. Potentially not this year because time, but next year, thumbs up if you want an island tour. Woo! Okay, let's have a look. Are you going to bring the new stick with you on the Grasmere walk? Can do. If I can plan ahead, can do. Any advice for hiking in Iceland? Yes. Watch my video. I haven't actually finished filming it yet, but I'm going to put a top tips video out. Yeah, my main advice for Iceland, what did I just script today? Is essentially be prepared. Like, I think my video can give a real false sense of security. I've just been at an event with a GPS device, and one of their case studies for somebody who had to use their GPS device in an SOS emergency was in Iceland. Summer hiking, literally a week before I was there, had to press that SOS button because a snowstorm came in, basically it was stuck. So Iceland is really not to be barked at. But there's fantastic tools, and Iceland's really well set up. I think it's Safeguard or safetravels.is, something like that, which basically I did. And right at Landman Luga, please don't ever quote that back at me, where the trail starts, you can pick up leaflets from the rangers, and there's an app essentially where you can plug in where you're going to be, your itinerary, when you're expected to finish, and it's all done automatically. But basically, the search and rescue can then just track you and make sure you're on itinerary. And if you're missing, they'll come find you. So that's my first thing there. But otherwise, I'd say take your time, enjoy it. If you need gas, you can get it from the BSI bus station, which is actually where you generally have to pick up your bus to get to the start of the trailhead. My goodness me, finding gas in Reykjavik was an absolute nightmare. So yeah, that's that. Hopefully that's helpful. Just some real quick things there. I'm doing a cool Spanish walk. Have you walked anywhere in Spain? Have I been to Spain? I don't think I've been to Spain. I've been to Greece, but that's not Spain. I haven't walked anywhere in Spain, not that I can remember. I'd like to go to Spain as well. So we go Ireland and then Spain. This is good. This is where I like these live sessions. Okay, what's the most comfortable backpack you've ever used? For me, I love my Z packs. I use it for a reason. Super light, super comfortable, very adaptable. But my Exos as well. I love my Exos. It's very comfortable rucksack. So that is that one. Hey, Abbie, any Peak District walks in the future? Not as of yet, but I've had a few requests recently. And the other thing I would say is make sure you are following the socials, because I do every so often randomly put an event on if I've been called up for a talk or something up north. Everywhere north of Bristol is up north. Then yeah, I might just put on a walk if I can fit in. So keep an eye out. South Downs Way again. Let's see how we go. Born on video. Great question. When am I due to release? It's end of May, I think that one's coming out. So I'll share this because I don't mind. End of April is my West Highland Way video, take 3, coming out. I well camped that this time last year. And then end of May, I'm hoping to get the Bornholm video out, which is going to be super cool because, man, it's an amazing place. Okay, last couple of questions, and then I want to go and eat dinner, which maybe I will be told on here if it's ready. Right, hang on. So now I've lost my thoughts. Hiking Norway would be great. Agree strongly. Crocs are needed in Ireland. Oh, Iceland. Also agree. I left my Crocs very sadly in Glen Affric in Scotland, and I need to get some more. And actually, that's something I need for the trail. Do I have a pen? Can you remind me I need Crocs, please? Thank you. Have you been to Scar yet? No, I haven't. ... Next question. Any possibility for a Merino wool t-shirt? That is a great question. Maybe. I have too much stuff already. No, genuinely, I'm really excited to expand the store, but that's next year's project or winter project. I'm thinking sort of more a long sleeve type thing, or a pullover that can actually be taken on the trail. I know a lot of people hike in these, but they are cotton, so I'm looking for something a little bit more trail worthy. Yeah, the other thing I would just say, folks, if you are purchasing merino wool, yes, you might go, whoa, cool, it's ethical. But because of the sudden demand in merino wool over the last sort of 5-10 years, there's a lot of real bad ethics coming out of sheep treatment to purchase this expensive wool. So when you are buying a product, just make sure you're really reading those labels. Just like with down, you've got the RDS certification that is coming from humane sources and as a byproduct of the meat industry. Just check where that merino wool is coming from, and hopefully that's going to, again, just help us tread a little bit more lightly with our purchases. Oh god, I'm quite behind, aren't I? Am I behind? Where am I? What exercise do you use if any, to supplement your walking? Yoga, shamefully, no. My partner does that. I just encourage it. And occasionally lie on the neck cloud, which I will do today. But no, so what exercises do I do? I cycle. I don't walk anywhere near as much as I should. I do the odd bit of strength training. And actually, this is a nice shameful or shameless plug that part of what I'm doing through Patreon, my community, is what we call fireside events, where we come together and we talk about different avenues like nutrition, training, planning, that sort of thing to get trail ready. So if you're genuinely interested, have a little look on the platform because they're recorded. So they're all on there and you can watch them at any point. But this is something once I'm through this year that I'm really, really looking forward to, including a little bit more in my channel. Is more structure from idea to actual manifestation of trail, like that big section in the middle that people don't seem to talk about anywhere near enough. So yeah, we'll look at that. Struggling with footwear. Have you tried barefoot shoes? And I don't say that lightly. Barefoot shoes take transition, but if you're finding your feet are swelling, they're very, very spacious. So you could definitely have a look at Freet. If you head onto my website under the deals and discounts, I've got a link through to Freet. Vivo Barefoot. Yeah, they're very expensive, but I wear Vivo and I wear Freet, so could be an option. Okay, last 3 questions. Rock, paper, scissors. Yes, 3 questions. Oh, they're even 3 questions. I'm up in Abbie at the moment. That's not a question. Yes, it is. Have you done the Cairngorms? Yes. Ben McDoey on the... Let's test my memory. 4th of September. Oh, no, it wasn't. 4th of September 2021. That's kind of weird. Yeah, on Abbie Bikes Britain. Anna and I, it was the first peak that we did. We climbed every peak, highest point in each national park in the country. It's a joint endeavour to raise awareness about national parks and access to the outdoors. So yes, it was beautiful. Temperature inversion, Brock and Spectre. It was lovely. Ben McDoey's great. Would love to be in the Cairngorms more, actually. Oh, you guys are already answering the questions for me. I love you. Thank you very much. Cool. That. Oh, hang on. Last question. How do you summon your motivation when times are tough? Well, I would say my greatest crutch when I'm on the trail is undoubtedly food. And then things go downhill rapidly when there's not enough food. Is there such a thing as enough food? That is the question. You know what? I carry my normal phone, which I use for messaging and stuff, and that's my map app sort of device as my backup GPS. But I actually carry another phone, and that phone I use for sort of access to Spotify. I download my playlists, I listen to audiobooks and the odd podcast. And actually, I find being able to put myself into another world is definitely one of the best tools that I have to hand when there isn't food or somebody else to talk to. The other thing is, I talk to the camera, and truthfully, struggling for motivation is a very real thing. I think, again, these films, ultimately, they tell a fraction of the story through which I travel on the trail. And a lot of days, it's quite hard to get up. I think it's building mottos, it's building mantras, it's having that inspiration, it's getting your little notebook. But I think the more you do it, the more you understand that it's just discomfort. Like, discomfort doesn't mean like quit. And the more you understand what your thresholds are, and the more you understand that actually you got your circles, we talked about this in Patreon, you got your comfort zone, your stretch zone, and your panic zone. And so long as you're sitting in that stretch zone and dropping into your comfort zone from time to time to recharge, like, you're going to be okay. And it's okay to have a bit of a wobble or feel like meh, because you have to be in your stretch zone for the day. It's going to push you. But when there's a real problem is when you're in that panic zone, when it's too much too soon and it's basically just unproductive. So that's that. But yeah, hopefully that's a little bit helpful anyway. Right, folks, the darkness is descending upon us, and I would like to eat and be in the warm and eat popcorn and enjoy some family time. I want to wish you all a really wonderful Easter, whether you're inside or whether you're outside. Just remember, remain grateful, focus on the little things, because it's the little things that make our lives big, beautiful, and wild. You guys are all included in that. Thank you so much for joining me this evening. If you're watching this in hindsight, thank you for watching this whenever you've watched this. But yeah, appreciate your time, guys. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep getting out. And if we're not in touch directly like this through these live sessions, I hope to see you on a wild walk. But we'll see you in another video very soon. Look after yourselves. Have great adventures. And of course, as always, stay wild. See you later, guys. Happy Easter. Bye.